Okay. Play 2 games as the Gibster.
Hello everyone, this is your daily dose of internet. This guy made a burger and ate a bee on accident.
I cooked the hamburger, and I was eating it, and I was almost done with my first one, and I felt this pain on my tongue, and so I went to the bathroom, and I opened my mouth, and there was a bee on it, and it stung my tongue, and I don't know how to get the swelling down, so somebody please help me.
He later got some treatment and the swelling got smaller. This guy went to a bar and ordered glasses of water for women that he liked.
Hey, the gentleman over there got this for you.
A water? What is this?
Water. Cheers.
Thank you.
All of these fans lined up along the tracks to wait for the Harry Potter train to pass by. Unfortunately, a regular commuter train was coming by at the same time and blocked their view.
I swear to God. Oh my God. Vamos go and see if we can see up here.
This guy can jump really high.
Taking fire, brothers. Throwing some cover for my brother.
Spotted. Double timing it. Down to target. Giving him the chimney. Take spotted. Safe stop, folks. Enemies here. Got company, people.
I'm getting shot. Reloading.
There's a attention. There is a new kill leader.
Fucked on guns.
High. This family was afraid of being buried alive when they died, so they made a grave with handles on the inside that opened to the outside. When they died, they were also buried with some food and water. They also made an air vent at the top that would give them air to breathe if they ever woke up. Here's an incredible drone shot of Italy's countryside. This person found out that a goldfish cracker fits perfectly in her ear.
I'm here to watch your back, brother.
Introducing your champion. There's a thin line.
That's the end of this video. Hopefully I made your day just a little better. And I'll see you guys again very soon. Later.
Later.
Welcome, guys. So joining me today, guys, we have let's start diving into the Shadowlands.
I'm going over there.
blood.
First blood.
Enemy spotted.
Round
Heard that.
1. Beginning ring countdown.
Hey, I'm getting shot.
You're gonna have to move in line.
Haha, showing some cover for my brothers. Give me my...
Opening fire on the enemy. Reloading.
Taking fire. Rápido. Jump pad out. Reloading.
I am taking fire, friend.
Taking fire, brothers.
Down that one.
Enemy taken down. Reloading.
They're not getting back up from that. Reloading. That one's out for the count.
Giving my shields a recharge.
Mastiff here. Light, sniper stock here. Level 3.
Firing. Reloading. We finished the squad. That's how you get the job done.
That's how you do it. I need heavy ammo.
Heavy ammo here.
Gotta heal. Taking a knee.
Thank you. It's go time.
I need energy ammo. 1 minute before the ring closes. We have time. Might be something good this way.
Sí, por favor.
Get ready. It's zipline time.
It's zipline time,
I need optics
boys.
for a pistol.
No
I need
kill
optics
leader.
for an assault rifle.
Heads up.
Ooh. To the gauntlet. To the
It
gauntlet.
looks like people have been there. Using
Grapple
grapple.
box over there.
To the gauntlet. To the gauntlet. Where they at? Where they at?
Gotta hop up here. Skull piercer.
Scanning for the next ring.
See someone
Check
out
your
there.
minimap.
Attention. The champion has been
And
eliminated.
your next champion.
Opening fire on the enemy.
Oh, oh, oh. Let me get over there. I'm coming. Coming.
I'm playing slow.
Hey, mira, we got some enemies right here.
Closing.
Are they on the ground?
Rings closing.
2 inside.
I like pushing limits as
Like blurring
big
it.
thermite.
Ooh, lots of caustic bullshit in here.
Receiving damage.
Oh,
Taking damage over here.
Throw up those bad guys here.
there's a shield right down here.
Taking fire. I'm down. I actually got hit.
Hey, I'm getting shot.
Recharging
Look
shield.
out, trap.
Reloading.
Receiving damage.
Care package. Reloading.
Oh shit.
Right here.
I'm down.
Reloading.
Bah.
Heads up, we're not alone.
Oh, you're rocking a P2020, dude.
Attention. There is a new kill leader.
Let's go here.
Watch out for the new kill leader, friend.
Damn. Damn, dude. Oh! Are you sure about that?
need health.
What do you think is over here?
Heard
Medkit here.
that.
RE-45 here.
I'm back in action.
There's a jump
Let's do
tower
this,
here.
brothers.
I'm just running straight to this jump tower.
There's a jump tower here.
I got nothing. But thankfully Paradox has a P2020.
Cool. Supply bin here. Alternator here. Backpack here. Level 1. Don't worry, it won't slow you down.
Zipline deployed.
Longbow here. Sniper ammo here.
Optics here. Sniper. I need energy ammo.
Eva shotgun here. Shotgun ammo here.
Round 2. Beginning ring countdown.
Some good news. We're in the next ring.
Anybody need energy ammo here?
I could use that.
Attention. Delivering replicator.
Brothers, replicator. Light
Extended
ammo
heavy
here.
mag here. Level 3.
Looking for a sniper.
Anybody need energy ammo?
Dibs.
Mira, found shotgun ammo. Death box over there. Evo shield here. R301 here.
Who's ready to
here.
fly on a zipline? Dibs.
Phoenix kit here.
Might be
I
something
need
good
optics for
this
an
way.
assault rifle.
Energy ammo here.
Shields. I need it. Dibs.
Warning. Ring movement in progress.
We're already in the ring. Guess I'll run in circles for fun.
Care package being delivered.
Care
Let's
package.
explore
Coming
this way.
in.
Target spotted.
Round
Yes.
3.
Fire
Beginning
it.
ring countdown.
I'm gonna run around here.
Contact with target.
Watch out. I'm opening the skies.
Recharging shields.
Attention. Delivering replicator.
I saw someone. I don't think they're selling movies.
I'm getting shot. Incoming grenade. Yep.
The enemies are shooting at me.
Recharging shields.
Reloading. Down that one.
Giving my
Arcstar. Arcstar.
Contact
Over
with
there.
target.
Right behind the rock.
They're many, they're many.
Frag out.
I have taken fire, friends. Enemy down.
Reloading.
We killed the last member. Good work, team. I'm the new kill leader. Excelsior.
Give me this nade.
I am repairing myself.
Does it have any syringes? I don't want any spare.
You're coming in like really low, Paradox.
Sorry about that. Hello, hello.
Yep, sounds better.
Fire. Taking fire.
Shield up.
I am taking fire, friends. Recharging shields.
Reloading.
Repairing my damages.
Charging on my shields.
Oh, there's some action that
Enemy
way.
spotted.
Contact.
I got 10 on shield.
The enemies are shooting at me. Throwing Arcstar.
Don't slow down. Faster, faster, faster.
2 squads left.
Taking fire.
Shit.
Right here. Reloading.
The enemies are shooting at me.
Oh my god, I hit him like he's at like half, dude.
Contact with hostile.
I'm down. I got some
I'm going, I'm going, I'm going.
Bueno.
Looks like we're in the next.
There he goes.
One down.
I am taking fire, friends. Grappling. Reloading.
Healing.
I have been downed.
Taking fire, brother.
Shit. Oh my,
I've been down, brother.
dude. What?
Reloading.
You've got this.
Contact
Me
with
too.
hostile right here.
They're shooting me too.
Incoming grenade.
Ooh, winnable.
Making contact with enemy.
Oh, one's batting right here.
Yeah,
Hostile close.
there's one batting right there.
Second squad though.
She's got a purple shield.
You can possibly grab me. I think they're busy fighting right now.
Getting shot.
Oh, second team.
Reloading.
Oh, good try.
Good try, man.
Attention.
GG's.
Stuff and seeing Mike, like you started us off, so why don't you start us off again with the changes to the core of the spec. We'll get to legendaries and conduits and talents later, but just like core hunter or just toolkit, things like trank shot coming back. How are we looking for
Yeah, so of course trank shot came back, which is of course in raid 2. It doesn't really have a lot of usage in a raid scenario. Very few amount of fights that has that, at least in the castle. So it's more kind of like of a dungeon utility thing, where you can soup a little bit. I mean, you had that in BFA as well, just with the hunter pets, where you could soup, which was of course a nice thing to have. It's another reason to bring hunters really. And then they also changed, if you go like from the first talent tree, they changed the Master Marksman. And
we'll get the talents after this. I'm talking just.
Oh, you only wanted
just like core stuff, like what buttons did you get back, what buttons disappeared, all that kind of stuff, and then we'll deep dive talents right after, or after the BM.
Yes. Okay, so we got Ice Beast. So you can walk around being your pets. You have a weird fetish, but besides that, I mean, you didn't really get a lot of new cool things. I mean, Kind of like similar to the abilities that we have in BFA. Like we got the trank shot, we got the survival of the fittest baseline. I don't know if we had that in BFA.
Yeah, we did.
We did. Okay, yeah, it's been so long ago since I played marksmanship in BFA.
Yeah.
We got kill shots.
Hunter's
which,
mark kill shot.
Yeah.
Prepare for battle.
Okay, let's go up here.
Yes. Yes. Shield battery here. Gracias. Just spotted someone out there.
I got no gun.
Subject spotted.
Attention.
The champion was weighed. Want to raise hell over there. Who's with me here?
I mean, I can throw some grenades over there.
We're already in the ring. Research in this area. Guess I'll run in circles for fun. Supply bin there.
Okay.
I hear ya. Faster, faster, faster.
Play the smart game.
Marking our surroundings.
New kill leader appointed.
Gotta hop up here. Select fire. Be aware of the new kill leader. I suspect we will find something here. Sí, por favor. Rápido, rápido.
Rápido.
Un momentito, healing. Mira, light ammo here. Might be good stuff over there. I'll be quick.
Attention.
Extended light mag here.
Kill leader.
Level 2. I could use that. Be aware of the new kill leader.
You guys see any heavy?
I need energy ammo.
Oh,
Energy ammo here.
it's on the second floor.
I could use that.
Attention. Delivering care package.
Care package on high.
Must go faster.
Extended heavy mag here. Level 3.
I'll take that.
Energy ammo here.
Thanks. Save that for me.
Scanning the area.
Gracias. Shield cell here. Looking for an extended energy mag, because if there's one thing I need, it's more energy. It's go time!
Marking our surroundings.
Heavy ammo here.
Energy ammo here. Volt SMG here. Energy ammo here.
I will take that. Got a helmet here, amigos. Level 3.
To those who need it, there is an extended energy mag here. Level 2.
I can use that.
Shield battery here.
Helmet here. Level 3.
Dibs.
You guys want to start pushing teams?
Hitting the eject button. Must go faster.
Oh, there's some action over there.
Enemy spotted. Firing.
I buried them with close. Scanning the area.
Cool. That's a Watson. She's got a pylon in there.
Breathe it in. We've got company.
Deploying a variable.
Need assistance here.
Firing on subject.
Another hostile on spot. Reloaded.
Reloading.
Bless me with sight.
I need help.
Attention.
All Father, give me
Delivering
sight.
replicator.
Leno, I will assist you. Blessings upon us. A replicator descends.
Taking fire. Time's over.
Reloading.
Getting health back. Reloading.
Virgin. Hostile right here.
Shit. I fell.
Marking our surroundings.
This dude's gonna do a shield swap on me.
Don't pad out.
Oh, what? Maybe not.
Another hostile on Scotty. Reloading. Recharging my shields.
Administering medical aid. Let's go to this area.
Wait.
I have a subject.
Oh shit. Oh shit, dude. Come back.
I am taking fire.
No! No! Yeah, that's the dude right here! Why the fuck didn't my scan pick him up?
I'm a bit too strong.
It's a Gibby. You can just walk in there, dude.
We could check out here.
Which is a, I mean, we did have Hunter's Mark, right? It was just a talent in
Yeah,
BFA.
it's baseline now.
Yeah, it's baseline now. Then
Binding
kill
shot's
shot
baseline.
Exactly. But instead of being a talent, it's now baseline, which is also very, very cool.
I thought, wasn't Binding Shot only for MM?
It's only baseline for Marksman. It's
Right.
a talent.
It's a talent for the other two. Okay, okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah. We get Binding Shackles, but we can talk about that later.
Sure.
I think that was like one of the only things we really got, right? Like just from a class
so a
thing.
couple, so a couple other things. Marksmanship's base focus is 5 focus per second, up from
Flatline here. Trap set. And waiting.
It was not my time.
Deploying a variable.
I'm just running.
Countdown.
I saw someone, and I don't think they're selling cookies. Engaging.
Conduct a search right here.
They're shooting at me. Must go faster.
Trap set. And waiting.
Charging up my shields.
We should go here.
There's a guy over here. There's a guy in there.
Heads up.
Scanning the area.
A second squad is firing at us.
Taking fire. Charging shields. Come on.
Gas cloud deployed.
Frag grenade sent.
Recharging shields.
Thermite grenade sent.
I got no gun still.
I still alternator here. My vision is clear.
We got trouble. Really close.
Scanning the area.
We got trouble. Really close. Taking fire.
Gas trap deployed.
Charging up.
Beware. I've added a variable. Taking fire. Reloading.
Reloading.
My vision is clear.
Marking our surroundings.
Enemies right here.
Everything. Trap is set. Data soon to follow.
They're shooting at me. They're not getting back up from that.
I got no heal items.
Firing. With only 2 enemy squads left, the probability of victory rises.
Throwing compact. Taking fire.
Warning.
All fire. Give me sight.
We're already inside the ring. Skull down flashes and burns, but my baby doesn't have a scratch. That's not magic.
Firing on subjects.
That
The second squad is firing at us. Reloading.
nailed that.
Attention.
Placing gas trap.
Recharging my shields.
Reloading.
Bless.
Taking fire.
Taking a moment to heal. our surroundings.
Oh, there's one over here.
Bless me with sight.
Charging up my shields.
Taking a moment to recharge my shield.
They're shooting at me?
Down the subject.
Ah, we've got company.
Killed one myself.
Attention.
Nice.
You are the Apex Champions.
Three focus per second. Going from BFA to Shadowlands.
The base focus region, you mean?
Yeah. Let's see what else.
And we got Scare Beast as well.
Yeah.
Scare Beast.
Yeah,
also.
I mean, kill shot was the only like good ability they brought back to us. Like trank shot for marksman was really good, right? Because that just sort of the whole issue in BFA was like trank shot was one of those things that you wanted during Mythic Plus to have your pet out, right? But then the whole lone wolf issue that we talked about earlier. And obviously trank shot for marksman, now that you have that, you don't need to have your pet out, so utility wise that just helps marksman, right? For BM, that we had that on our pet really already, so it didn't really do anything. It's just sort of like it's more a quality of life change for marksman.
It was off GCD though for BM,
well,
right? So
it was on your pet's GCD, but yeah, it was off of your GCD.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like it's worse, probably.
It's good and bad. Like for BM, remember you had to position your pet on that target,
that was annoying.
and so that was super annoying, right? Because if you weren't trying to focus that target that you were trying to dispel, you had to like switch your pet over, and that was pretty annoying.
It's actually very awful because also on pet roll as well. Like I mean,
yeah. So it's like it's okay, and then now obviously it's on. Like we have to cast that GCD, and it has a little bit of travel time, so it's not like an instant thing. So it's like it's good and bad. I personally think it's a little better because we also get focus from it now. Like whenever we dispel something, right?
I think it's 10, right? It's only that.
Yeah, I mean, it's still like we'll talk about it in a bit, but like marksman, for example, has pretty bad focus issues and stuff, so the interrupt definitely helps. I'm trying to think what else. Baseline that we got, multi-shot was capped. Revive pet. Yeah, misdirection, revive pet. Yeah.
Oh yeah, true. The misdirection changed. Like it works like rogue now, so that you can press it and it will last for 30 seconds until you start attacking something, which is a very, very nice change from someone who has been playing like MDI and you're doing a lot of snapping and stuff like that. This is a very, very cool change, especially in a dungeon situation.
So what was it before, just so we're aware? It was like the moment you pressed it that the timer already started.
You literally just had 8 seconds.
So you didn't have like a little waiting to... Okay.
Yeah, it was like, for an example, like Toldegor cannons, like hunters could not do it because like we would hit misdirect. By the time we jumped in the cannon and shot the first mob, our misdirect would fall off. And then the second shot would just everything would just get threatened, just come attack us, right? Whereas rogue, the misdirect didn't start until you dealt damage with the first shot, right? And so you had that extra time lead in.
And I don't know if this is intended or not.
New ring is distant. Marking our surroundings.
Getting shot at. Reloading. Taking fire. Reloading.
Reloading. Took out a hostile.
Nice work.
Scanning the area. Reloading.
Frag out.
That lifeline's cracked, like at half health.
Kill leader eliminated. Might want to grab that banner.
But I noticed I was playing dungeons, and when I had tricks up, let's say the tank dies and it releases, my tricks is still running, and he still gets tricks like and he can't mount up as soon as he released. So it stays after death. Don't know if it's intended or not, but at least you don't lose aggro when the tank dies. It's pretty cool. You don't gain any aggro.
I actually
That's a
didn't know
DPS.
that's pretty cool,
Yeah.
So was there anything for BM then specifically that we didn't cover in the changes for Hunter for Shadowlands, or is it just basically everything's been talked about as more like Hunter wide changes rather than MM and BM?
There's a couple things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cobra Shot is like takes more focus, so that's kind of bad. For some reason, we have Arcane Shot, and that was like
the great
used before
unpruning.
Yeah, I don't know why we have that.
Once more. With feeling.
R301 here.
Attention.
Wingman here.
Delivering care package.
Forget that. Light ammo here.
Care package on high. Favor from the gods.
Patching myself up. Shotgun bolt here. Level 3. Syringe here.
Preserving this area.
Energy Volt SMG here.
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Attention. There is a new kill leader.
Careful, new kill leader.
Let's explore this way.
Optics here. Close range.
Dibs. Forget that. Let's go this way.
Excuse me. I'm searching for loot. Optics here.
Phoenix kit here.
Mid-range.
Target spotted.
All right.
Let's go, dear buddy. Chachos.
found a new kill leader.
Might be something good this way.
They got the champion.
Are there guys over there?
Hostile right here.
Okay.
Trust in the All-Father. Scanning the area.
Might be something good this way.
Scanning the area. Marking our surroundings. Scanning the area.
Round 2. Beginning ring countdown.
Getting my eyes in the sky. 잘 보고 다녀. There are 2 squads near us. They're sending down a replicator.
Void running.
Marking our surroundings. Enemy spotted over there. Scanning for the next ring. Use your map to guide you. My drone has been destroyed.
Enemy spotted.
Okay, we can just push him.
Let's explore this way.
Getting shot at. I'm down.
Or not.
To get back in. I'm taking fire.
Are you kidding me?
Reloading. Target spotted. They spotted me. I'm taking shots.
All Father, give me sight. Taking a moment to recharge my shields.
Going to phase.
Taking a moment to heal.
Patching myself up.
Take the one or take the one.
Fired at me. Recharging my shields.
They spotted me. I'm taking shots.
The ring is close. I am taking fire.
What the fuck?
Reloading.
Oh, what the fuck this game, dude.
People is hacked, right? These people is hacked.
Amazing moves. Are you listening?
And then Aspect of the Wild's off the GCD.
True Style's off GCD now too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And then Beast of Wrath does damage when you hit it, which is doesn't do that much, but it's kind of nice.
Yeah. And actually, as of yesterday, pretty sure as of yesterday, Barb Shot, the bleed now crits, and so all of BFA didn't crit.
Oh yeah.
And so now it crits and actually does pretty decent amount of damage now.
And then we got Beast Cleave capped. So
yeah.
And Hunter's Mark on BM as well.
Yeah, that's the big thing.
All right,
awful.
I gotta open up the can of worms. What? Talk to me about Hunter's Mark.
Delete it. No, it's so you can't really delete it, right? Because it's really good for PvP, and so like I guess you could move it to like a PvP talent, but like so Hunter's Mark, you put it on a target, right, and you deal 5% more increased damage to that target. Like if you're in a raid scenario, honestly, it's like it's whatever, right? Like unless you're target swapping a bunch, it's not really that big of a deal. Like, but in Mythic Plus, for example, it feels awful to play with. Like you put it ahead of time, right, on your priority target, whatever, and then you deal more damage to that target, and then as soon as that target dies, I think the like sims come out to like that target that you have to reapply it to has to live between like 12 to 15 seconds for it to even be worth to reapply to that target. And so it's just like it's just one of those things where it's like, why am I even casting this? And it just doesn't feel good. Like you're not doing damage with it, right? You just apply a mark to a target, and then in AoE so I've heard a lot of feedback from like, oh, hunters do 5% more damage in single target. Why? Like it's good. Like Hunter's Mark's awesome, and that's like, I don't know who thinks that, but that's literally the opposite. Because if you go on Warcraft logs, and hunters sure as hell aren't doing 5% more single target damage than everyone else. So it's actually tuned the opposite way. And it's like they tune based on single target, and then your AOE is nerfed by that 5% damage, right? And so like all the targets except for that one target are taking 5% reduced damage because they don't have the Hunter's Mark, right?
Yeah. So my main question is, what's with the recent change? They made a 20-second cooldown. What? Like, I can't think of a single reason for that.
It's funny because like we were complaining so much, like delete Hunter's Mark, and what do? Put a 20-second cooldown on it. It's like the complete opposite way of what everyone wanted.
So I don't think I've played like minimal Hunter, right? I usually just played alpha beta just because people want to see it and ask for stream things like that. Unpopular opinion, by the way. Survival super fun, but moving along. Yeah, Hunter's Mark, even for me that barely plays it, felt like an awful pain in the ass. But now that Blizzard doesn't want to obviously remove it for whatever reason, do you guys have a more, like, a better solution in mind for it? Like, what could you realistically do?
20-second CD.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, that would work. Like, off GCD would work. Like, obviously, you could swap it, but then it's sort of like, at that point, you can just macro it into every single ability, right? Like, why? Like, that's sort of degenerate at that point. But it would be better than what it is now, right?
Of a meaningful choice.
Yeah. Oh, true. Yeah. Personally, I really liked back in WoD how like our multi-shot spread our Serpent Sting. Like if our like maybe we could do like multi-shot spread Hunter's Mark with a 20-second cooldown or something like that, which would like, it'd still be relevant in single target, but then it wouldn't hurt us in AoE, right? Because even with the removing Hunter's Mark off GCD, you're still losing that AoE damage, right? So I don't know. I mean, there's a couple different ways you could do it, and honestly, so I wanted to address the 20-second cooldown. Like honestly, it's not that big of a deal. Like if you're actually playing with it, right? Like raid again, no change, right? The 20-second cooldown doesn't matter. In Mythic Plus, for example, like it resets when you kill a target, right? So like the 20-second cooldown doesn't really matter that much. It's more of an inconvenience, right? Like I know it's happened a couple times. Like I'll put my Hunter's Mark on the target that's in the mob, the group in front of me, and the tank's like, oh, I'm gonna pull this pack to the left instead, right? Or like, well, crap, I just put my Hunter's Mark on there, now I have to wait 20 seconds, right? So like in that instance, it's really annoying. But like overall, the 20-second cooldown doesn't really change how you played that much.
Speaking as a
tank, better communication in the team or a better tank.
No, I was gonna say, speaking as a tank, that's why he pulled a different tank. Just FYI.
He saw the Hunter's Mark.
This is how we're trained. You see like a D&D go down, you move 5 yards out of it. It's just the way it goes. But in your guys' ideal solution, just like get rid of it. It doesn't really seem to add anything to gameplay. There's nothing fun about it. I think it has a half check in GCD, right? Or like a half GCD.
It's a 1 second hasted GCD now, okay. So it is slightly less awful to press in Shadowlands, but it's still there. You still have to press it. And I don't know. Another thing is like maybe remove the damage component from it. Like maybe it just does stealth, but then it's like why even have it, right? It should just be a PvP thing at that point. And so. I don't know.
It's just a question of how they would tune it then, right? If they just give it a flat out damage, it's obviously not going to be 5%. It would be something to equal out the single target, the damage, as well as the AoE. And what I feel like we need right now in terms of the Hunter design is that our cleave is in a really good spot right now, at least if we talk marksmanship. It's kind of like the single target that could get some rework, if anything, if it stays the way it is at the moment.
For MM, you mean?
Yeah, for MM, yeah.
Okay.
The only cool thing about Hunter's Mark, I think, is what Mike was saying earlier about the conduit or soulbind or whatever that gives us a DR. I think that's really helpful for Hunter.
Yeah, but even then, like in a raid fight, like so it only reduces damage coming from the boss, right? Not all damage sources stem from the boss, right? Like some of them are like environment and stuff like that, which aren't affected by that reduction. So it really depends.
Yeah, you're probably gonna find some niche things, right? Like where you can put a hunter's mark on a certain target to stop a lot of incoming damage, where you might use it for a defensive cooldown rather than a damage cooldown, essentially.
Meaningful choice.
Exactly.
Quite the theme, isn't it? So what about for BM FT? Would you say in right now in Shadowlands, like Mike mentioned, for instance, Mark's looking really good for cleave, single target, maybe a bit of love needed. How's BM looking? Because I know at least, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but throughout alpha, beta, so far from what I've seen, it's been the MM show for the most part, right? Like BM's just not really been on the radar. Could be wrong saying that, but just from what I've heard and seen, is that kind of the case we're in right now?
Yeah, I mean, I've been playing a lot of BM when we do testing, and for cleave, it's definitely worse than MM, but for single target, it's actually pretty good. And obviously, you know, you don't have to plan movement or anything, so that's good. I feel like the main thing that BM has that Marksman isn't as good at is execute. Like with kill shot and killer instinct below 35%, it's like 8 to 12% approximately, and it's not. I think it's only like, what is it, like 5 or 6% for marksman below 20. So we have that going for it a little bit, but it's pretty much just it's more consistent. It's less bursty. You know, Beast of Wrath's always a good cooldown for certain fights like Fetid, where you know you have a priority target every 40 seconds or something that you have Beast of Wrath for. So I don't know. I think it's just single target and target swapping in that scenario.
So
it'll excel it.
Yeah, so I've been playing a bunch of both, and my opinion on both of them. So marksmanship is doing more damage overall. Like I think it's slightly higher than BM in single target, and obviously does a lot more cleave and AOE. But the toolkit and like the way it feels to play is just bad. Like it just doesn't flow, and we can talk
for
about
BM?
that for marksman.
For marksman, okay.
For BM, it's the opposite. BM mechanically makes sense, right? Like nothing really changed from BFA. Like it flows. You have frenzy. It works. It just doesn't have the damage. And so like if they were to tune BM, like there's a couple things I would you know change about BM, but like for the most part, BM is fine. It just doesn't have that damage.
I feel like that's coming though. You know, I don't feel like they're gonna leave it in the dark. Dark, like it's doing less damage and stuff. They don't really do that anymore.
Before launch or like 9.1? It's coming.
9.1.
That's a good question.
I'm just saying, right? Mike, what do you think? You're nodding your head to all these. Do you agree with this about the MMBM situation right now?
Yeah, I mean, right now just feels better in terms like just numbers wise is better, but it feels a little clunky in the rotation. A lot of times, like I said, especially in the true shot window, we have some focus issues, not being able to use all our procs, and then having to use like steady shots and things like that in our true shot window, which should be our 15 seconds of ultimate blast. So that's kind of like where I would like to see some changes, and I would like to see a little buff in our execute. Then I think Hunter would be, I mean, Hunter would be in a really, really good spot. Hunter, from a gameplay perspective, feels really smooth. Not a lot of changes, though, compared to BFA. Just need a little bit of a buff in terms of numbers, so they can do a little bit more damn.
Okay. And since Mike, you started earlier, why don't we finally then dive into the talents for them? Because I know definitely there's been a lot. I don't know net if there's been a lot, but I'd say hunters have been on the higher end of talent adjustments, whether they be numerical or switching things around. It seems like pretty frequently on patches throughout alpha and beta, you saw at least a note about hunter somewhere once in a while with talents and stuff. So why don't you hit us up with the marks tree, and we could just take it like row by row. If there's nothing for you really to say, or any of you guys to say about the row when we hit it, you can just be like, hey, this is the good talent, let's move on. But you know, feel free to chat about whatever you want. So hit it up with the talents for SL.
Yo, so the only change really in the first tree is Master Marksman. Going from BFA, again, it pretty much made every time you use an aim shot, your next arcane shot or multi-shot focus cost would pretty much be reduced by 100%. So it'd be free, right? Some of the changes that I feel like we need that would make the true shot window feel a little bit better. Now it's pretty much all your crit chance. I mean, all your critical strike abilities. Whenever you crit on a target, 15% of that damage is just a bleed effect over 6 seconds. Pretty much the choice that you always pick, except maybe, I'm not sure how the numbers are, maybe moves can say that, but in terms of Murder of Crows, could be maybe cool, like in some situations, like maybe a Sludge Fist where you get some damage multipliers. Maybe if you can reset it every 13 to 40 seconds and you can get some good usage out of there, maybe it could be a cool choice. But then again, the numbers wise, it's not really looking like it does a lot of damage. When I tested it out on application, even if you get full duration of it, it's not really that much damage over the course of a single target fight when I was comparing it to Master Marksman, on top of with the extra global usage. So I mean, I've been playing Master Marksman for generally almost all situations really. And then if you have row 2, which is the cap. You want to add something to it? Yeah, add something to it.
So at the moment, the way it's tuned, Murder of Crows is just like bad. Like you would never run it. Like Master Marksman just does a significant amount of damage in single target and AoE.
Here we go. Ready up. Let's go this way.
Attention.
First blood.
Round 1.
They're coming.
Beginning ring countdown.
Next ring's far.
New kill leader appointed.
Be aware of the new kill leader.
Got an Evo shield here. Level 2. R301 here.
Extended heavy mag here. Level 3.
I need it.
I want sniper optics.
Scanning the area. helmet here. Level 2.
Rings nearby, and we still got a minute. Plenty of time for some fun.
Extended heavy mag here. Level 3.
The ring is close.
Rings close. 30 seconds. Heavy ammo here. 10 seconds. Rings close.
Warning. Ring
Enemy over there.
in progress.
Use the map as your guide. The ring is moving.
Care package being delivered.
Care package out there. I want sniper optics.
Sniper.
It's mine. Don't touch it.
New kill leader appointed.
Careful. New kill leader.
Hey, there's a team up there, bro. I watched them on the zip line.
Okay.
Marking our surroundings.
Might be something good this way. Target spotted.
I heard some gunshots this way.
Let's go this way.
They're in here.
Trust in the old father. Reloading.
That's the last of that squad.
Marking our surroundings.
Here's a single.
Extended light mag here. Level 3. Next victim, right here.
Bless me with sight.
Recharging shields.
Recharging my shields.
Getting shot at. Reloading. Recharging my shields.
Scanning the area.
Reloading. Need to recharge.
Open supply bin over there.
Oh shit, behind us, behind us. Fucking A. What the fuck, man? Nothing but fucking third party. Fucking dog shit ass game.
I did want to, so a couple things. Master Marksman and BFA, that, like, this is sort of like a good thing and a bad thing. Like, the new talent they gave us is really good, like Jinji was saying.
After they fixed it.
After they fixed, yeah. So the bleed works like Ignite. So before, like, a couple patches ago, it was the crits were overriding each other, and so it was like doing like 2 to 3% of our damage, and now since it works like Ignite, it does like I don't know, like 6 to 7%. Like does a pretty hefty chunk of our damage now. But the bad part about it is that we lost the BFA Master Marksman, and so that was after every aim shot, the next arcane shot or multi shot was free, and there's a huge issue which we can delve into a bit later. I know we're talking about talents, but like True Shot and the focus changes that they implemented a couple weeks ago, and then precise shots, like there's this huge negative feedback loop in our rotation right now, and it's like True Shot gives us so many aim shots and precise shot procs, and we just don't have the focus to utilize them, and so we basically have to choose between dumping, since we don't have that free cast anymore. In BFA, that free cast was because it was a free, like pretty good chunk of damage, that free cast, like we used it anyways, right? Like you can even go on live and not like Talented a Murder Crows or something right now and do the True Shot, and it just feels like garbage. Like you literally cannot do like you cannot do your rotation with True Shot, right? And that Master Marksman makes it flow decently. And now that they remove that, like True Shot is just like actually here, I think there's a sim somewhere. Like True Shot is the equivalent of like 1 aim shot a minute. Like it's actually so bad because we just like physically don't have enough focus to use all the procs and stuff that we get. And it's mostly because they remove that Master Marksman, right? So the new talent is good, does damage, but it makes the rotation feel like crap.
Yeah, definitely. The only thing that really makes it like bearable is the implementation of volley, where you can actually make some uses out of those precise shot procs without actually pressing Chimera shot. Which I mean that's like the only good thing that we have right now. But once that volley window is over, it feels like you said as well. You have Death Chakram as well, which helps a little bit on the focus region. But even though we have all of those things, we still run into issues towards the end of the True Shot window where we just don't have enough focus to use our abilities, and that's kind of like the problem. But yeah, like you said, Master Marksman pretty much always being picked right now. Serpent Sting, kind of scuffed ability. I don't think I picked that a single time in all of.
I did.
Yeah, BFA once.
Yeah, in BFA it's really bad, but Serpent Sting was actually they buffed the damage, and it now does it lasts for 18 seconds. And so one of the big issues in BFA, the reason we didn't really use Serpent Sting ever is because it was focus intensive. I think it's like 10 focus every 12 seconds or something like that, which is manageable in single target. But as soon as its purpose is spread cleave, right? It's a multi-dot, and as soon as you had 2 or more targets, you just didn't have the focus to maintain that, right? And now that they increased the duration of it, so it's 18 up from 12, I think, we don't have to spend as much focus reapplying it, and so it's actually decent on. I think we'll be using it on like maybe generals if there's a spread, because I think it's a spread 2-target fight, right? For a lot of the encounter. Did they change that?
No, it's immune to damage while it's upstairs.
Oh, you're right.
It's it's a stacked cleave fight for the most part.
Yeah, exactly. You're definitely.
Prepare for battle. Might be something good this way.
Opening fire.
I downed a hostile.
Reloading.
Down to subject.
First blood. Enemy taken out. I'm taking shots.
We are inside the next ring. A net positive result.
Fight alone and die quick. Last of that enemy squad has perished. The champion has fallen.
Damn, that sucks.
Recharging my shields.
Let's move to this sector.
You got somebody over there, Wraith?
Independent variable added.
research in this area.
Hemlock here. Extended light mag here. Level 2.
New kill
Gotta help
leader
up here.
appointed.
Skull piercer. Careful. New kill leader.
Trap set and waiting. Placing gas trap. Independent variable added.
Need to recharge my shields.
Getting shot at.
Oh, I'm coming. I'm coming.
Lay down to me. Examining here. Enemy spotted.
Getting shot and down.
Spotted one.
Yo. What the fuck?
I'm sorry about that, amigo. Get respawned so I can chase you down again.
Evo shield, yeah. Level 3.
I fucking hate this game. Can I stop playing Blood, Wraith, Caustic?
I think I'll play Master Marksman did.
Yeah.
But
yeah, so
fight.
if there were a spread cleave fight like that, then we would probably go Serpent Snake. But that's like super niche.
Yeah,
Like that's the only time we would.
That's what I mean. And even if you play that, it's a very small DPS increase based on the numbers.
So
even if you played it perfect and you did like the spread out cleave, it would be very minimal damage increase.
So like a Queen's Court kind of thing, you'd use it there.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And even then, you have let's say the orbs near the main target as well. So you can argue that potentially Master Marksman in that situation. But if you want to move on to the next tree,
hang on before you do that, Mike. I'm curious. So just between you guys, well, all three of you, obviously, MM, like you seem to be having a lot of issue with MM focus gen right now. Seems to be a problem.
Just only doing the true shot window, really.
How do you how do you fix that in your mind, or is that something that we're going to suggest later based on talents, or like what do we do about that?
You could make focus cost on early abilities reduced by a baseline amount during your true shot window. That could be a change they could do.
Yeah, I think that's an option.
We have a conduit, I mean a legendary that does reduce the focus cost of all the abilities, but that kind of makes the rotation a little bit better in your true shot window. But maybe having that baseline would be cool.
Yeah.
Or potentially giving us a chance, maybe a little bit, or something consistent where we would get a chance on every auto attack to make your next arcane shot or chimera shot free. Something like that throughout your rotation could be cool, potentially.
Okay.
But I think just a baseline focus cost reduction doing true shot would be the simplest solution.
Sounds easy.
Yeah. I had a couple others, which I agree with the focus during true shot would be really good. If we baked in the old Master Marksman, that would encourage us to at least use one charge of precise shots or chimera shot, right?
Yeah.
The other thing I suggested, just buff the focus.
Attention. First blood.
Let's explore this way. First blood.
Gonna check it
The
out over
battle
there.
begins.
Round 1. Beginning ring countdown.
Rings far, ladies. Oscar Mike. Enemy spotted. Near me.
Marking our surroundings.
Point jumping. Taking fire. Put the lead down range.
I downed the hostile. Reloading.
Oscar Mike. I'm spotted. Need a medic.
Yo, what the fuck, dude?
Reloading.
My guy.
This won't hurt. Hold on. Hostile close. Reloading.
Checking our surroundings.
Healing up. Eyes are open now.
Closed door.
Healing my wounds.
Patching myself up.
Fucking A. Come on. Fucking third party. Dog shit ass game.
The rapid fire game.
Hello friends, this is Growl. We got huge news. I'm a little excited. I know a lot of people are going to be upset about this, but I'm excited. So let me take my cat out of the way. We're doing this impromptu as soon as it was announced. To the WoW community, I wanted to let you know that we're delaying the release of Shadowlands to later this year, and while we're still in the process of determining the right new date to launch, we felt it was important to let you know about this change in plans as soon as we could. This was an incredibly difficult decision for the team, as we're eager to get the expansion into your hands as you are to play it, but ultimately we feel it's the right decision for the game and our players. Yes, please. The expansion could be good. I know. I'm sorry if I'm tilting people. I'm sorry if I'm tilting you. If you are excited for the game and you want to play it, but I'm just happy that they made that. This was a very hard decision to make, and this means this is not good for their bottom line, and this is good for the quality of the game. So just understand where I'm coming from here. Over the past several months of testing, we've made significant progress iterating on and polishing the core features of gameplay in Shadowlands. We're at a point where the zones, campaign, level up questing experience, and the story we have to tell are essentially ready to share. We're excited by the covenants at the heart of the expansion, and it's been a thrill to see Torghast take shape into a fun new kind of WoW experience, thanks in no small part to your input. However, as everything started coming together and we've been listening to and building upon your feedback, it's become clear we need a little bit more time for additional polish to balance and iterate on some interlocking pieces, particularly those related to the endgame. Shadowlands is one of the most intricate expansions we've yet created, and while we've made great progress, the challenge of tuning in the endgame was compounded by the team having to work from home. Yeah, I completely agree. I think the zones look great. The leveling is a little buggy, but I believe they could get it out in time for release. However, in terms of balance, in terms of covenants, in terms of classes, in terms of the dungeons, I'm like, man, this needs some work. This needs some work. And I'm really, really glad that they made this decision. Blizzard has a commitment to quality. We believe Shadowlands will be something special, and we've heard from many of you who feel the same. We need this extra time to ensure that Shadowlands lives up to its full potential. Great news. I'm excited. You know, there was lots of, you can't call it clickbait anymore. In my head, I called it clickbait. All the videos saying Shadowlands wasn't ready for release, but shout out to Bellular and Preach and all the guys who said it, because they were right. It was true. They are delaying the expansion release. Hopefully we still get it before the end of the year. Although I think it's either going to be a very short delay, like
This might be a good place to land.
Heard that. Dropping in. Hang on.
Let's go this way.
There's another team coming with us.
That's good.
2 other teams. Oh, fuck me.
Attention. First blood.
Hostile over there. First blood on the enemy. Opening fire on the enemy.
Round 1. Beginning ring countdown.
Reloading. Enemy over there.
Attention. The champion has been eliminated. Champion out. Attention. Good work. There is a new kill leader. New kill leader.
Oh, get the fuck out of here.
The enemies are shooting. I am down.
He's low.
Another guy's coming though. Octane coming.
Enemy down.
Hostile close.
Fucking piece of shit shotgun.
Less than a month, or it's going to be a very long delay, because I don't think they have this thing about releasing stuff in the middle of holidays, and I don't think they're going to want to release it during Christmas season. So based off of this next announcement, which we'll get to, I think it might be just a very short delay, about a month. But to continue, in the meantime, we're excited to announce that beginning October 13th, we will be releasing the Shadowlands pre-patch, which lays a lot of the groundwork for the expansion and includes our revamped character leveling, new experience on Exile's Reach, and a host of new character customization options. As we get closer to Shadowlands release, you'll be called upon to defend Azeroth against the resurgence of the Scourge during our pre-launch event. So they have announced pre-patch is October 13th. So chances are it's not going to be a 2-month pre-patch, guys. It's going to be about a month, and we expect release to be somewhere between mid and late November, if I would have to guess. Which is, it's going to be a little messy for the raid, right? Because the raid is going to be coming out in the middle of December. It's going to be coming out during Christmas season. I don't know how it's going to play out, personally. I don't know how it's going to play out. Although I'm happy that they made this decision. This is a hard one to make. This is a really hard one to make. A lot of people have been hard on Blizzard, maybe rightfully so, but this was a decision. This was not an easy decision to make, to delay a release like this. You know, I'm sure there'll be some skeptics that say, oh, you know, they did it for whatever hype or clickbait, but this is definitely not good for their bottom line, and this was a hard decision to make. And I'm happy to see it continue and get more polish. I laughed, and a lot of people asked me if I thought Shadowlands was ready for release, and I basically said, look, like, what games are ready for release now? Like, it's 2020. Games are just put out live during beta and alpha and pre-release or whatever testing, and then you fix it as the game's already live. So I love to see this. This is a great announcement. I had another video planned today, but as soon as I saw this, I'm just like, bam, we got to talk about this.
My name is Wraith.
Okay. Wow, that was crazy. Crazy times. So there was a big balance update too that was going on, but I guess we're not talking about that. Here we can check out our character real quick while we mull this over. So I'm doing the Maw quest line for the 50th time to do my Soulbind Covenants, because they wiped the beta again, and you need to do 2 hours of questing before you test any of this. So yeah, I'm really excited for both pre-patch and for the game being delayed. I think as tilting as it may be, I don't think it's gonna be a long delay, guys. I don't think it's gonna be like, oh, they're gonna do it in February 2021. I mean, it's possible, but
Here we go. Ready up. Let's go this way.
Check out over there.
The champion fell.
First blood. The battle happens quick. Be ready.
Round 1. Beginning ring countdown.
Spitfire here. I need a shotgun bolt. Look over here. Contact with target.
Going to face.
Reloaded.
This time I'm down.
Fucking amazing.
I'm spotted. Taken
There's a void in your heart, and I put it there.
Gives, because like you get more rapid fire cast during true shot anyways, right? And so like instead of 1 focus per second or 1 focus per shot, make it like 3 focus per shot or something, right? And that would help a little too. I mean, there's so many things you could do, or just rework true shot altogether, right? Like true shot's just like, it's really weird. And even in BFA, right, like it gives you an abundance of aim shots and precise shots, and so like you have more things to spend, but you don't have enough time, and your focus isn't like, you still have the slow focus regen, right? Like that's not changing at all. So you just don't have the means to cast everything. And then so it just, without Master Marksman giving us that free GCD, it just feels really bad during that window.
Okay, fair. Mike, go ahead with the 25 you wanted to get to.
Yes. If we go to the first one, there is careful aim. Change there compared to BFA is that in BFA you had above 80%, above 80% and below 20%. You had 50% increased aim shot damage, which now got changed. So here in Shadowlands is only above 70% health. Kind of like I'm kind of sad to see that, because kind of loses our execute value by quite a lot. And there's not a lot of fights where, the first 30% of a boss fight is the important fight part of the fight, right? If you go to the later bosses, most of the time it's the execute phase or something like that. So losing that execute, kind of like a big shot to hunters. You could argue and say that on side in Aphrios, maybe first phase could be like a Black Hand, where you need that extra big dam, on top of the fact that you have the weapon in phase 2, where all damage from the weapon also gets redirected to the main boss, so you get a little bit more value there. But overall, it's not a really good change, in my opinion. I would prefer above 80 and below 20, just from this talent tree alone. So not a good change, in my opinion. And then we have a volley switched away from this talent tree compared to BFA, and instead we have Barrage. Barrage was also a talent tree, was just later down the row in BFA. And then we have Explosive Shot. Explosive Shot is actually a really, really cool ability that does quite a lot of damage. You're actually using it in pretty much almost all situations, except if you really need that above 70% damage increase. Explosive Shot is tuned very well, and it actually packs a good amount of damage even on single target. So also very, very good cleave ability. It's kind of like your choice, even on single target, unless you need that above 70% damage increase.
For like an Ashvane fight or something. So basically, explosive shot, end of story kind of thing in this row.
The issue.
Except for very specific situations.
We're all having a good time, especially me.
This might be a good place to land.
Here we go. Ready up.
Let's explore this way.
Looks more exciting over there. Got company, and they're not here to sell me chickens.
Attention.
It's go time! Scanning the area.
First blood.
Shots fired at me. I am down, but alive.
You're gonna have to move at my speed to make the next ring. Just you and me. We'll have to move quick. That's how I like it.
They're aiming right at you.
They spotted me. I'm taking shots. Opening fire. I've been down.
Reloading. Come on, compadre. Get up. Hit the ejector seat. Can't believe I'm standing still. You saw that? Come on, come on. Come on, come on.
God, I fucking hate this game.
Situations, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like Genji said, like obviously the 70% up and above doesn't really matter, right? But if you're talking just pure overall damage, I think Careful Aim is slightly higher in pure single target. But anytime, like I think Explosive Shot is like barely behind Careful Aim and single target, right? So anytime there's more than one target in the fight at all, you would run Explosive Shot.
And it's just pad, right? Because most bosses above 70% doesn't really matter.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. Like even if it did come out on top in terms of single target DPS, and I mean, you'll probably play Explosive Shot anyway, just from a boss design in general, because phase 1 is usually the easier one to play around anyway.
What's up with Barrage? Just the numbers are too low, or just doesn't have a place mechanically? Like what you guys haven't even talked about.
Spread AoE, not bad, but
yeah.
I don't know if you remember in WoD, Hunters and Dungeons gave us a bad name. So and it's actually even worse because for marksmanship we have what, like 10 extra yards for range, right? And so we just have Barrage just pulls everything in the dungeon, and I mean honestly it's just undertuned. I think if there was like something like Coven or something, like something super spread out, I think we might run Barrage with, like, you know how like Coven had the spread out and then had the multiple ads, like that might be a super niche time we might run it, but it's just like I don't think there's any fight that's spread out like that.
No, that's a kill boss.
Yeah, maybe a bit of a KT fight.
Oh, maybe kill thought, yeah.
That's what I mean. Like even like I said, spread out cleave, it could be pretty cool. It is capped at 8 targets compared to Explosion Shot, which is capped at 6. But even if there's 8 targets, Explosion Shot will do more damage on those 6 targets than the Barrage would do on the 8 target. Pretty close to each other though, if it's that balance between each other, but it would be a spread out cleave situation if I was ever gonna pick Barrage.
Okay.
And on top of that, you also have to channel it for an extended period of time, right? Like whereas Explosion Shot is just one global, and you can start using other abilities. So yeah.
And Barrage costs more focus, which probably doesn't help.
Yeah, exactly. So not very cool.
Yes.
Might be something good this way.
Please, man, what the fuck?
Round 1. Beginning ring countdown.
Contact with target.
Attention. First blood.
Close range.
First blood. Should have seen that coming.
Evo shield here. Level 2.
That would come in handy. Merci. Optics here. Closer range. Extended Abima here. Level 2. I need an extended light mag.
Marking our surroundings.
Engaging the enemy.
I am taking fire.
Phasing.
Time is short.
Kill leader.
There's a new kill leader.
Target spotted. All Father, give me sight. Target spotted.
40 flash, bungalow. Go for crack.
Recharging my shields.
Warning. Ring closing. Contact with hostile. Getting shot at.
Bungalow down.
I downed an enemy.
I bathe in the blue.
Reloading.
I'm in trouble. Reloading.
Need to recharge my shield.
Tossing them. Come on, this
Two
way.
teams.
Forward jump. Care package being delivered. Need to recharge.
I'd wait to see.
I'm down.
Marking our surroundings.
I'm in trouble. Secretary near me.
Inside.
Humanity. It's just a word.
Ready to check out right here.
God. These fucking players, dude. Some of them are just so oblivious.
It's delayed!
Wait, is it true? Is that true?
Yeah, yo, Kaden just started screaming and
No.
I don't believe it.
Oh my god.
I don't believe it.
Yeah,
All
let
right,
him
let
do
me
it.
let me read it. To the WoW community, I wanted to let you know that we're delaying the release of Shadowlands to later this year. And while we're still in the process of determining the right date to launch, we felt that it was important to let you know about this change in plans as soon as we could. This is an incredibly difficult decision for the team, as we are eager to get the expansion into your hands as you play it, but ultimately, we feel it's the right decision for the game and for our players. Over the past several months of testing, we've made significant progress iterating and polishing the core features and gameplay of Shadowlands. We're at a point where the zones, the campaign, the level up questing experience, and the story that we are ready to tell is essentially ready to share. We're excited by the covenants at the heart of the expansion, and it's been a thrill to see Torghast take shape into a new kind of WoW experience. Thanks in no small part to your input. However, as everything started coming together, and we've been listening to and building your feedback, it's been increasingly clear that we need a little more time for additional polish and to balance and iterate on some of the interlocking pieces, particularly those related to the endgame.
Here we go. Let's explore this way. Taking damage. Only you and me left. jumping. Round 1. Beginning ring countdown.
We have the benefit. I am down but alive.
I'm taking shots.
I fucking hate this game.
Shadowlands is one of the most intricate expansions we've created yet. And while we've made great progress, the challenge of tuning the endgame was compounded by the team having to work from home. Blizzard has a commitment to quality. We believe Shadowlands will be something special. And we've heard from many of you who feel the same. We need this extra time to ensure Shadowlands lives up to its full potential. In the meantime, we're excited to announce that beginning October 13th, we're releasing the Shadowlands pre-patch, which lays a lot of the groundwork for the expansion and includes our revamped character leveling new player experience on Exile's Reach and a host of other new character customization options. And once we get closer to Shadowlands release, you'll be called upon to defend Azeroth against the resurgence of the Scourge during our pre-launch event.
I gotta say, I think that this is one of the best things that we've seen from the company in a very long time, and I think this is a huge step in the right direction, and it's given me a boost of confidence. It's funny that this is what we needed to have a boost of confidence in the expansion.
I can't believe it, man. I cannot fucking believe it. Like, it's one thing, like, I looked at it as like, you know what, this is gonna be a win-win, you know? It's actually getting fucking delayed.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
It's good. It's huge.
Well, I'm trying to think of parallels that have ever happened at Blizzard. Like
Burning Crusade. That is
Burning
the parallel.
Crusade, I was too young to remember stuff.
Burning
So
Crusade was originally going to come out in 2006, and Blizzard said that it was not ready, it was not up to their quality standards, and they said, you know what? We're going to skip the holiday season, and we're going to release this game in the finished state in the way that it should be.
But that didn't have, did that?
The battle happens quick.
I am taking fire.
You're in view of the enemy. Beginning ring countdown. Next ring's not going to phase.
Listen up, I'm getting shot at.
I'm down.
What the fuck? Just lose after lose.
Did that have a full date, or did that have an estimated date?
Yeah, I actually don't remember.
Like that's the only thing, and I'm not saying either way because I actually don't know. But
yeah, I actually don't remember either.
I think that there's a pretty large difference with, hey, we're aiming for this season, and this game is coming out on the 27th. Like we had a firm date. Like think about it this way: you go back to Wrath of the Lich King, there has never been a missed feature on the box since Wrath of the Lich King, for example, right? When they actually have like that box art come out, when they have all of those things come out, like when they say that they're going to do something, when they actually give a firm date, I don't think that they've ever gone back, right?
Yeah. I mean, maybe they're taking notes from Warcraft 3 Reforged.
Yeah,
on top of mixed features
you
as well.
You can only fuck up so many times until people think you're a fuck up.
Path of Titans wasn't on the box in Cataclysm though.
Dance Studio was, but like the point is that it's still the same thing.
It's a big deal. Like this is a very big deal.
This is a huge big deal. And I also want to say that after everybody was telling me how, oh, you know, this is not, everybody's going to be upset about it and it's going to be bad, etc. Everybody here is happy. Do as much polishing as you need, Blizzard. We would rather have a great game than an early one. Like, everybody is saying exactly what I said was going to happen. Like, everybody's happy about this. This is great. This is a huge success and a huge win for the community.
Mm-hmm. I mean, even if it is a few weeks, right? As little as a few weeks, like,
yeah.
If that's the time that it takes for them to feel comfortable and like, hey, it's ready, then great. I mean, it just as long as, to me, as long as it's ready to go, it's ready to go.
Yeah.
I mean, I honestly, they could have delayed it a week or two and it would have been a positive. I hope that it's a much longer delay. I hope that they fix the things that they need to in the game, because a trend that was already happening, when you are in crunch and all of a sudden you need to get something out, you need to take some of the faster options, right? Like let's say you have a bunch of different covenants and they have really unique abilities and you're trying to get classes to be balanced. And I think everybody's already seen that the difference between the covenants was substantial and it was not very equal between a multitude of specs. So the quickest way to fix that problem, and this is obviously coming from my perspective, would just be to nerf everything and try to balance it and make it as baseline as possible. What do you get? You get a very homogenized, flat experience that doesn't do Covenant's justice. It makes all of the classes feel way worse. You're not excited about your new abilities that you're actually getting inside of the expansion. And if they were rushing, then all of a sudden, everything's going to be existing that way. Everything's going to be completely flattened. If they have a little bit of time, the game actually has room to grow.
We just want the game to be good. I think that's all it comes down to, and I'm glad that Blizzard shares that sentiment. I think everybody that saw the beta and saw the state that it was in could realize that there were a ton of problems that the
Marking our surroundings.
Lucky us, we are already inside the ring.
Backpack here. Level 2.
Hostile right here. I am taking fire, friend.
Marking our surroundings.
Someone have spotted here.
Okay.
Repairing.
Hostile close. Scanning the area.
Hostile close.
Arcstar out.
I am taking fire, friends.
I am down.
Phasing.
They're aiming right at you.
A champion just fell. They must
Reloaded. I downed an enemy. Need to recharge my shields. Patching myself up.
The enemies are shooting at me. I have been down.
I'm going over here. Reloading. Fight alone and die quick.
Patching myself up. Evo shield here. Level 2.
Recharging my shields. Taking a moment to heal.
Patching myself up.
Repairing. I need shields.
Energy ammo here.
Shield cell here.
Thank you. Hostile over there.
They're aiming right at you.
Enemy over there. Frag out.
Firing. Phasing. Recharging my shields.
Old father target spotted.
Recharging my shields. Warning. Ring in progress. Already inside.
Someone traveled through here. Someone traveled through here.
Appointed.
Scanning the area.
New kill leader. Watch for them.
Attention. Delivering care package.
Heads up. Care package coming in.
Here I go. Let's go this way. Someone traveled
Sniper
through
stock
here.
here. Level 3.
I could use that. Bless me with sight. Taking a moment to recharge my shields. Someone traveled through here.
Let's explore this way.
Heard that.
Setting up a zipline.
You're being aimed at.
Extended light mag here. Level 3.
R301 here. Alternate optics here. Close range. Extended heavy mag here. Level 2. I have an extended sniper mag here. Level 3. Backpack here. Shield cell here.
Backpack here. Level 2.
Optics here. Sniper.
Evo shield here. Level 2. Evo shield. Extended heavy mag here. Level 3.
Dibs.
Bless me with sight. Scanning the area. Target over there. Hostile over there.
Grenade, watch out.
Scanning the area.
Firing.
Guys.
Enemy over there.
Reloading.
Reloading.
Round 2.
Setting up a zipline.
Reloading.
Hostile over there.
Fire.
Arc star out. Arc star out.
You're being aimed at.
Blessings upon us.
They spotted me. I'm taking shots. Void running. Recharging my shields.
Recharging my shield. Frag out. Reloading. I'm taking fire. I have fallen. Hostile close.
Reloading. I've been hostile right here.
Reloading. Contact with target. Hostile right here. Enemy taken down. Hostile close. I am taking fire. Oh no, there's another squad attacking.
The game had, and here we are now. You know, it seems like we're actually on the road to recovery. I mean, the thing is that, like, Blizzard has never released 2 bad expansions in a row. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, people are very happy.
Like, honestly, how slow do I have to fucking slow my goddamn ADS down to fucking hit people?
About this. This is fucking great, man. Like, I knew this was gonna happen too. Like, that's what's so good about this, is that I think this actually gives people a certain degree of, like, it gives them confidence, I would say. Yeah, it gives them actual confidence.
Now, here's the bad part about it is, and this is more like on an individual basis, but for the people who maybe they took off some time from work or whatever, like individually, like it kind of sucks for those people, but it's just how it is sometimes.
Hopefully it's enough time, right? And this goes back to one of the things.
Well, what do you want to do? You want to sit at home all day and play with a piece of shit? Like, you want to play a broken-ass, busted game? No. Like, here's the thing. Like, I would rather look forward to coming home to playing a game that I love than spending all day at home playing a game that I hate.
Well, here's the thing. You've been doing that for 15 years, so what's going to be any different?
I don't take myself too seriously.
So I've got a lot of practice, and I know for sure I don't like it. There you go.
So
got a lot of experience.
Look, sometimes it's nice to have some change.
Yeah.
Do you think that they're gonna hashtag pull the ripcord? Do you think that they're buying time to actually make that make sense, or do you think that they're buying time to make the covenants work in their?
I think they're buying time to make the game work.
Yeah,
like,
I'm curious which way it goes though, right? Because a lot of people are saying no. It's like one of those things where.
Get ready. I'm coming for you, friend.
Let's go this way. Dropping in. Hang on.
Live stream this. Look at this move.
Round 1. Beginning ring countdown.
Next ring's far.
First blood.
First blood. Should have seen that coming.
Might be something good there. There's one right here.
Hostile close.
Throwing through my grenade. Yeah, I'm getting shot at. Send in a decoy. Wait, no more. Not
This time I'm down.
You got bamboozled. You got bamboozled.
Bam to the getting shot at.
Enemy down.
Took the garage here to save the day.
Come on, Misha. Say hello. Just a script. 1 second.
Need to recharge my shields.
Whoa, they just died. I guess that was the last one.
Now this is
Wingman
something
here.
to celebrate.
The champion made a poor choice.
Reload.
New kill leader appointed. Heads up. New
Extended
kill
heavy mag
leader.
here. Level 3. Give him my shield to recharge. Just gotta patch myself up.
Patching myself up.
Rings closing in one.
Far ring, 45 left.
Just giving my shields a recharge.
Extended heavy mag here.
Warning. Room closing.
Listen up, the ring's moving.
Let's explore this way.
Heard that.
Patching myself up. Attention. Delivering care package.
Looks like a care package is coming in. Big things in that.
Hostile over there.
Reloading.
Reloading.
I think this place needs a little more.
Getting shot at.
Shot fired, and they're hitting me. Dukes to the rescue. I'm down.
I set the portal.
Listen up, I'm getting some down.
Sometimes luck is involved, but this time it was skill.
Leader.